My people, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to analyze two big Senate drama where involve Senate President Godswill Akpabio, Labour Party Senator Nwoye, and Senator Natasha Akpoti. What really happened and why Nigerians they compare those two cases. Stay tuned as we break everything down.
For more than 10 minutes, the Senate was thrown into chaos, absolute confusion with Senator Nwoye, Labour Party and Anambra North, raising his voice at Akpabio and accusing him of trying to divide and silence the opposition.
Chai, this one na real boss for Senate. Nwoye no even agree at all. The Labour Party senator, accused Akpabio say he dey cheat minority senators by giving all the positions to PDP members alone. But not true be that.
Are we your slaves? The way you were elected was the way you were elected. Are we your slaves? How else you can suspend me here? Are we your slaves? Every time you keep on picking leadership for us. We are not your slaves. Whether you like it or not, the way you were elected was the way we were elected. We are not your slaves. The way you are elected was the way we were elected. How else you can suspend me? You have done your worst, Mr. President. What do you mean by that? You have done your worst. You have done your worst. You have put us to the wall. Thank you. Yes, we'll start with that. Meaning what? Meaning what? Meaning what? Meaning what? It's unfair. It's unfair. It's not about me, not about any person. It's about the institution of Senate. Thank you, sir. Meaning what? Every time people finish it tomorrow. They want to open up. He's putting us. Don't you say the right. He brings over the peace. Give a couple of give a couple of he's not like this. Give a couple of what about that? Let's go see. Let's go see. Yeah.
That statement choke. Are we your slave? So this one means say Labour Party people know they happy say Akpabio they do things without their input. But Akpabio can't defend himself, say now opposition senators choose their leaders, not be him. So
and I've seen about 41 signatories here saying that they have a temporary replacement for the minority leader of the Senate. And this is a resolution of the minorities in favor of Senator Akpabio. And having seen that he has about 41 signatories to his credit as minority leader of the Senate. I therefore have the privilege to announce that the senior Senator Akpabio be moved forward as a minority leader of the Senate. Distinguished colleagues, I also have another document signed by the minority leaders, majority of whom, about of them have also signed, nominating Senator Osita as the Senate Minority Whip. Therefore, it's my privilege to announce that they have a temporary replacement of Senator Osita as the Senate Minority Whip. So please, the senior Senate as the Minority Whip. Yes, other what? Use your campaign voice.
That the position of minority whip will have to schedule another meeting because he has to share equitably. There is no way we have 4 seats for minorities in this Senate, and PDP will take 3 of the seats. The next party is Labour Party with 7 senators, and we get nothing. That is unfair, that is unjust, that is inequitable, and is against the spirit of the Nigerian Constitution. Thank you, Mr. President. Information.
If you were talking about the EBC, I'm sure they would have been fair. They would have been I'm in total sympathy with Labour Party. I'm in total sympathy with the minority parties, SDP, and I think they have other parties. So if this is, because I'm dealing with documents in my front, I have majority out of the total majority, not just other majority. So that is PDP for you. So your point of order is noted. Yeah, they not the Senate.
But e be like say no be everybody believe that one, cha. But wetin happen to Nwoye? No suspension, no problem. This matter just, end there. They no even give the man suspension or do anything to the man. The matter just die for there, just like that.
Here is Senator Natasha Akpoti accusing Senate President Godswill Akpabio of harassment.
So now make we enter Senator Natasha own matter. This one serious, so it starts when they move her Senate seat go another place. So as she no gree sit for the new location, wahala burst, and before we know it, then suspend her for 6 months.
The dust had hardly settled from the dramatic scenes recorded in the National Assembly on Wednesday, when it seemed there was a repeat performance by Thursday, when the Senate President arrived for plenary. Once again, Senator Natasha Akpoti refused to stand, defying Senate protocol for presiding officers. At the start of plenary, tensions rose slightly as the Senate Chief Whip called out the Kogi lawmaker for repeatedly violating the rules.
I have to send one of the sergeant-at-arms to her that her conduct is in breach of this rule. So I am urging the indulgence of Senator Natasha to please observe our rules.
Armed with another document, the Kogi lawmaker seeks permission to resubmit a petition alleging sexual harassment against the Senate President, which was dismissed on Wednesday for procedural irregularities. This time it is signed by her constituents.
And the petition is against the President of the Nigerian Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio, for sexual harassment, abuses of office, and malicious obstruction of legislative functions of distinguished Senator Natasha Akpoti. So with your kind permission, may I please lay this petition?
Is there any legal impediment? Please proceed to lay the petition.
Shortly after, the Senate Committee on Ethics, Code of Conduct and Public Petitions submits its report detailing its investigation into Senator Akpoti Uduaghan's unparliamentary conduct during plenary on January 20, among others.
That all efforts to get Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan to move to her newly assigned seat fell on deaf ears as Senator Natasha Uduaghan Akpoti continued shouting on top of her voice and pointing her fingers at the presiding officer.
Recommendations contained in the no less than 6-page report read by the chairman include a 6-month suspension. Lawmakers immediately launch a debate into the findings.
If you follow the sequence, issues of discrimination cannot be proven. It is actually the opposite, that under your leadership, distinguished Senator Mrs. Uduaghan can claim victimization based on facts.
Today, we are faced with this situation that we all know impinges on the integrity of this institution. We want to ask if it is convenient for the Senate and Mr. President that the 6 months punishment for suspension be reduced to 3 months.
My advice and appeal to her will be that she spends her period of suspension to read and learn our rules very well.
Prayer 1. Yes. That the Senate do suspend Senator Natasha Akpoti for 6 months for a total violation of the Senate Standing Rules 2023 as amended, for bringing the presiding officer and the entire Nigerian Senate in general to a public opprobrium. With effect from 6th day of March 2025, from all legislative activities forward. Those in support of prayer 3 say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Contrary to the majority decision, the Senate President rules in favor of leniency if a written apology emerges.
Senator Natasha Akpoti shall submit a written apology to the Senate before any reconsideration by the Nigerian Senate. Those in support of prayer 2 say aye. Those against say nay. No. The ayes have it. For the duration of her suspension, she cannot come or be seen within the vicinity of the National Assembly.
Following the ruling, Senator Akpoti Uduaghan is escorted out of the chamber by the Sergeant-at-Arms, but not without a reaction, breaching one more rule before her exit.
This injustice will not be sustained. The pursuit for justice.
6 whole months, no salary, no security, no office. She no even fee enter Senate building, but e no end there. Natasha come talk say Akpabio harass am sexually before.
People do not know what I'm about to say, but I'm going to speak my own truth. And the Senate President is allowed to counter that. We're in his house in the Kotekpene. Then we all moved to his house in Nwoye, which was about 8 p.m. And he held my hand and said he wanted to show me around his house. My husband was walking behind us. Just 3 of us were walking around from room to room. And then he got to this particular sitting room and he said, "Do you like my house?" I said, "Of course, sir. Every room, beautiful, nice interior, quality taste." He said, "Now that you're a senator, I'm going to create a time for us to come spend quality moments here. You will enjoy it." At that point, I just pulled away and I was like, I didn't understand what exactly that meant. He then said, "Natasha, I'm the chief presiding officer of the Senate. You can enjoy a whole lot if you take care of me and make me happy." At that point, I said, "Sir, I'll pretend that I didn't hear this." He said, "Well, the ball is in your court."
So she talk say Akpabio invite am for him house, so begin dey behave anyhow. But Akpabio deny am, say na after them change her committee position, na him she begin accuse am.
Wishes to announce that he has been inundated with calls since the 28th day of February 2025 over some spurious allegations making the rounds in the social media and on television about a purported harassment of the distinguished Senator Natasha Akpoti. While I am aware that the matters are in court, however, I would like to state clearly that at no time did I ever attempt any sexual harassment on the said distinguished Senator Akpoti or any other woman for that matter. I and my siblings were raised very well by my late single mother. She died in the year 2000, through very difficult times, and I therefore have the highest regards for women. even her demise, I still cry till today. I also wish to state that I also have 4 beautiful daughters. So at no time will I ever harass any woman, and I've never done so. In addition, even as a state governor, I was awarded various awards. One of them was the one you wish to know, the most gender-friendly governor in Nigeria. I served between 2007 and 2015. To God be the glory. In conclusion, I urge all Nigerians, particularly the media, and then, of course, the members of the social media, to await the court's decision. And please do not jump to conclusions on matters of mere allegations. I want to thank you for listening to me and thank my colleagues, because some of the phone calls were calls of support, solidarity, and prayers that the Almighty God will step in to vindicate the just. So now let us get on with the business of the day. Thank you.
So the Senate suspend Natasha, but they no investigate the harassment allegation. So instead, Senator Natasha come carry the matter go United Nations and even sued Akpabio for 100 billion naira.
I come with a heavy heart from Nigeria, but first I'd like to apologize to Honorable Kafila Obara. I am not here to bring shame to our country. I'm here to seek help for the women of Nigeria. Again, my name is Senator Natasha Akpoti. 5 days ago, on the 6th of March 2025, I was suspended. As a senator, I was suspended illegally because I submitted a petition of sexual harassment against the President of the Nigerian Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio. I thought that by submitting the petition, he would recuse himself, and both of us would submit ourselves to the Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petition for a fair and transparent investigation. But unfortunately, I was silenced and I was suspended. I was suspended for 6 months, amongst many other stringent conditions, such as taking away my security, taking away all the officials, vehicles, and other items that were handed over to me as a senator. My salaries will be cut off. I must not appear anywhere near the National Assembly. And for 6 months, I'm not to introduce myself or present myself as a senator locally in Nigeria or internationally. That means I'm here illegally, but I have no other place to go but to come here and speak to you women, because this is a bigger picture. This is a bigger picture. It depicts the crisis of women political representation. My suspension is not just about me. It's about the systemic exclusion of women from political leadership in Nigeria. Women make up 3.6% of political offices. And in the Senate, it's just 2.8. We have 109 men and only 4 of us are women. So right now, it's 108 with only 3 women. This is a clear case of political victimization, punishment for speaking out against impunity, corruption, and gender-based violence. The United Nations Declaration 48/104 declares sexual harassment as a form of gender violence. The Senate's actions are an assault on democracy. I was elected by my constituents to represent them, yet a few powerful men have unilaterally decided to silence their voices by suspending me for 6 months. My call for an open and transparent investigation into harassment allegations have been met with hostility instead of accountability. If a female senator can be treated this way in the full view of the world, imagine what ordinary Nigerian women will go through every day in workplaces, in universities.
So now, Nigerians, they compare those two cases. Nwoye challenged Akpabio openly, nothing happened. But Natasha talks say they harass her and protest her seat change. Then suspend them for 6 months. What do you think about this? Why is he like that? So check out this reaction from this Nigeria on Twitter concerning this ongoing issue between Senator Natasha Akpoti and Senate President Godswill Akpabio.
So according to this S user, she said, you may know how to fight, when to fight, where to fight, but you must also know when to negotiate, compromise, and stop fighting so that you wouldn't make a case that already favors you to turn against you. If you don't know when and how to stop a fight and you are just crying victim, you being a victim would turn to a villain if you overdo it. So Natasha now risks indefinite suspension at the Senate. She needs to quickly amend that error of taking the issue to the UN, especially when the case is currently in court. When a case is in court, you may not speak or take any extra step until the case is over. I like her as a fighter, but every warrior must understand compromise, diplomacy, and negotiation. I have lived this long in this world to understand this. Stop fighting blindly without room for reconciliation or compromise, especially so that a victim won't turn to villain. So my people, what do you guys think about this?
So some people they talk say this one na power play. Say the Senate just want silence Natasha because she be woman. Some say she supposed follow the process. But why them no investigate Akpabio? So check out this video of protesters demanding for justice for Senator Natasha Akpoti. Take a look.
The federal government to hear our voice. We are women. Enough of all this intimidation. We all stand with Natasha. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin obìnrin, ẹ dìde bọ́ síta o. Thank you. Gbogbo yín ẹ jáde. Ìyà yìí ti tó gé. Ìyà yìí ti tó gé. Wọ́n ṣe ìkọ̀kọ̀ fún wa. Wọ́n fi ìyàjẹ́ wá ní. Obìnrin yẹn kì í nù wá kan ṣoṣo tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n tún náà wọ́n yọ kúrò ọ̀dà dúró. Àtàwọn ọ̀sán fẹ́ jẹ́ wẹ̀. We are going to sleep here today. We are waiting for them. We want every one of them to hear our voice. Enough of all this intimidation. We are tired. Are we not tired? Are we not tired? Let give us our rights. We need our rights. Ẹ̀yin màmá wa, nígbà tẹ́ ń jáde, tẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀, wọ́n ń gbóhùn yín, ṣùgbọ́n ní ìsìn, gbogbo yín takú sílé. Ẹ má jẹ́ ká jìyà yìí gbé o. Ìyà tó bá jẹ Natasha ó jẹ gbogbo wa ní o. Ṣé ìyà tó jẹ Natasha ó jẹ gbogbo wa? Ìjọba bá ti kọ obìnrin kan. Ó kọ gbogbo wa. Gbogbo obìnrin ló kọ̀. Ẹ̀sọ́ lọ́jà, ẹ̀sọ́ líle, ẹ̀sọ́ everybody. Ẹni kan jáde kó gbẹ̀tọ̀ wọn. Natasha kọ́ gbé padà síbi iṣẹ́. Àgbà, àbàgbà. Ṣáàjà ní. She should come back. Wọ́n tún sí hòhò. Wọ́n gba gbogbo security ẹ̀. Wọ́n ní wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ rí títò sí ibẹ̀. Ṣé ìwé ẹ̀yẹ wá ni? Láì sóbìrì kò sí ìlú o. Yóò sóbìrì kò sí ìlú. Àwọn gbogbo ìlú ajé. We need the women to speak out. You people should fight for your rights. They should stop this intimidation. They are not accepting this anymore. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. If you your right, they are outside. Let us all out and speak in one voice. We are one. We are all women. Forget about where you come from. We are one, and we should speak in one voice. Gbogbo obìnrin ẹ jọ̀ọ́. Ẹ má kánjú o. A fẹ́ jà ìjà òmìnira ẹ mọ̀ báyé ẹ̀yà wa Kútì. Ó jàjà òmìnira fún gbogbo obìnrin o. Ní òmìnira tó jà yẹn náà la yìí jẹ́ sí. Wọ́n ti wọ́n fẹ́ gbà lọ́wọ́ wa. Àgbà ọ̀bọ̀dọ̀dọ̀. Àgbà. Say no to woman intimidation. They should give us our rights. We are here and will continue to be speaking. Enough is enough. Thank you. Thank you.
E don clear say for Nigeria politics, some people fit talk anything, but if another person talk the same thing, wahala go burst. But I wan hear from una. Na injustice dem do Natasha or Natasha no follow the Senate rules. And Tonynwoye own, e make sense say Labour Party no get leadership position for Senate. Drop your comments below. And also make sure you like this video so that YouTube will also recommend it to others. Subscribe to our channel if you are new to this channel, and also turn on the bell icon to get notified each time we drop a new video. See you on the next video.